and 2.5 months. So that means, again, it was divinely guided. Did you feel like you were in a corridor of some sort? I usually describe it this way. It's like so tangible. You're moving in the right direction and you feel it. It feels right. It feels easy. It feels just so good. Did you feel that?
Yes, but I also felt the fear, so I had to work through that spiritually.
We're getting there. We're getting there. So,
So yeah.
you felt this because that's the green light flow, as I usually describe, right? But here we go. Why we right now discuss this, because why we're having this interview, because you're not just out of the blue, just did this and it happened. Did it ever happen to you before in this way? No
No.
hustle, amazing client, unicorn showed up at the door. Would you, if you're a realtor, would you want to see a unicorn personified? One time I went to a styling salon. A girl comes out as my stylist, and that was the first time I saw her. And she had different color hair, very pretty, different colors, and they were pink and light blue. So I told, and I couldn't hold myself. I had to say it. I said, "Oh, you look like a unicorn." She said, "Yes, that's the look I was going for." So I said, I saw a unicorn personified in my life. So that same happened to you. You saw a unicorn personified, right? But there is another side. So if it never happened before, so something had to be met, some conditions had to be met for it to happen to you. Something had to be open, or something had to open up. So what was it? You had to do the inner work, right? Because before, without this inner spiritual work, it didn't happen like that.
No.
Yeah. So you had fears, you had what else? So describe it to us. How was it?
Well, like I was saying, it was kind of like I was in that corridor and the green light flow, and I could feel that. But then, like, the other side was that I was afraid that something was going to happen, or that something would come up, and then maybe they would back out. And that does happen too. But everything was so in the flow that it was almost like it's shocking. It's literally shocking. And other realtors were telling me, like, wow, that never happens. Wow. The agent on the other side at the end said that everyone was happy on both sides, and it's so rare to see that, and it was so refreshing. So yeah, it wasn't just me that saw it.
Because the divine always works for the highest good of all involved. When we make a prayer to the divine, we say for the highest good of everybody involved. And that's what exactly happened. Everybody was happy. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's the process. And during this process, we were doing spiritual work. And we were doing the deep spiritual work, as we call it here, the deepest spiritual work in the most practical way. Because when you do it spiritually, not just because, but also for business results, well, that's what you were going through. Because would you agree that if you didn't do that spiritual work during this process, something could sabotage your success?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because why? Because you yourself would not be able to receive it, right? Because your fear came up, and the fear is an indicator that inside something is sabotaging, something does not believe that you can accept it. It's too good to be true. And so everybody, when the deal doesn't come through, a lot of times it's the people, or it's the human on either side or both sides, they cannot receive it. God is giving, divine provided you with the unicorn, with the transaction, with everything, but it was up to you to receive it. And without the spiritual work, you would not be able to receive it, because the confirmation is before you didn't receive it. It didn't happen. It never happened. This is your first success like this big.
Yep.
Any comment on that?
Yeah, I was just gonna say if something had come up and say like it fell through or wasn't meant to be, so to speak.
Mhm.
Yeah, I agree that I wouldn't be ready to receive it. And so that's really important to know and acknowledge for this. So because it was very different than anything else before. So
Right.